Avoid, I'm Trin, and welcome back to my channel. It's a new month, which means we have so many updates to do, and by so many updates I mean two. So this video is originally was just my low-buy update, and then a few months ago I started incorporating a project pan. So I am mostly kind of doing thoughts on my low-buy and how it's been going. I talk a little bit about purchases, and then the dominant portion of this video is my project pan and how's it been going. So if I do a low-buy next year, which I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to kind of talk about it in this video, but if I also do a project pan, then it'll be two separate videos, but because I started the project pan in my low buy video, we're including it. So that's why this video is hella long. And I have my good boy Moose with me, so I will be distracted the entirety of this video. So like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's go ahead and get rolling. So in terms of my low buy, I think I did pretty good, except for eyeshadow palettes. If you've been following my channel this month, I reviewed 3 eyeshadow palettes. I cannot grab them and show you because I have Moose on my lap, but I did 3 videos with those eyeshadow palettes. So I think this month it was the Blend Bunny Longing palette, which you will see in an upcoming video. I did another look with it. I reviewed I can at least show you the packaging, the Fancy Cosmetica Heart of Souls palette, and then I also did the Ensley Rain Underland palette. So I don't link stuff in the description box, but just scroll down a little bit on my channel page, you'll be able to see the reviews of all those palettes. I was pretty pleased with the Heart of Souls and Ensley Rain Underland palette. I was pretty content with those palettes. The Blend Bunny Longing palette I simply bought because it was on sale, which is not a good excuse when you're on a low buy, but I did it anyways. So yeah, but in terms of that, I didn't really buy any makeup products this month. I brought a new brow pencil, something that was surprising to me that I need to purchase. Let me reach for it. So backups wise, I only bought backups, like besides eyeshadow palettes, I only bought backups this month. So the Pixi Makeup Fixie Mist is getting low again, so I bought a backup of that. And then something that I didn't think I need a backup of this year is the e.l.f. Stay Cool Primer Stick. I'm not trying to empty this, but because it's not like in a project pan to use it up, because I literally use it every single day. Like every day that I do my makeup, I am using this primer stick because it's a tiny bit cooling. It adds a little bit of hydration to the skin. It just makes my eyes a little bit less puffy in the mornings, and it's just a small amount, but for me that makes a big difference. So I don't know if we can see, but I don't have a lot of this left. So that for me is quite impressive, the fact that I can use this up. This is not a product that I'm going to like dig into and stick out the remaining bits, just because I just literally swiped this on my skin, and I don't think that, and there's not that much in the component that's stuck down there. So when I use it up, will it be empty next month? I don't know, but I bought a backup of it just in case I need it during this month. And then I brought a new brow pencil. So those are all the purchases I made. And before we get any further, I sometimes get questions on what my eye looks are in these videos. I actually am starting my end of the year wrap up for eyeshadow palettes. So I took out the Pokemon ColourPop palette today, and I gotta say, I feel freaking adorable in this look. Didn't buy this palette, bought that palette in May, but thought I'd mention it. Did I purchase any lip products? I did. Okay. I think I did purchase 2 more products. Let me think. So I went to Washington DC in this month, or well, now it's last month. Time, I know, right? It keeps passing. So I did actually go to Sephora while I was in DC, so I lied about those 3 being the only makeup products. I bought the Merrick Foundation Complexion Stick in the shade Bone. I really freaking like this product. It has good longevity. It's a very light sheer coverage, but the coverage that it does have is like just enough. Pair this with the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation for just a smidge more coverage. It's so good. And then I also from Merit bought their lip gloss in the shade Taupe. I don't think this is a taupe shade. It's just like a warm chocolatey brown. I love the formula of this, but I hate the applicator, and I just don't like an itty bitty applicator. I just don't like applicators that are that small. It takes a lot of dips to fully coat my lips, but the formula itself is so good. So good. So in terms of potential, you have a booger, dude, because y'all need to know that, but he has a booger. Yeah, you have a booger. I need to clean your nose. Okay. So in terms of purchasing in, oh, I also bought, so you haven't seen it yet because I haven't gotten it yet. I literally just got the notification that it's being shipped a couple days ago, but it came out in like February or March, the Bella Beauty Bar and Deandra Nicole, I think it's called the Ultraviolet palette. It came back in stock, and I had no interest in that palette when it first came out, but because the Natasha Denona Roxa palette, or Rocha, I think is how Rachel Palmieri looked it up, because Rocha is purple in Portuguese, so I'm gonna call it the Rocha palette. But that palette came out, and then the Bella Beauty Bar palette came back in stock, and I was just talking to one of y'all. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So I impulsively bought the Bella Beauty Bar palette, so you will see that on my channel. In September, I did purchase for pre-order the Earthly Cosmetics Not Normal palette, their revamped version that's like a lot bigger. That has yet to be shipped. It was supposed to ship the week of Halloween, and so it hasn't shipped yet. So I'm like, when am I getting this palette? Because you said Halloween week, and Halloween week is like now over, so I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna give it another week and then email the brand and be like, hey, where's my palette? Because I gave you like $70 and that's like really expensive, and I'd like to know where my palette is. So that is also coming. So I have 2 palettes that you will, fingers crossed, see in November. I have to get readjusted with my cat. Okay. But I don't want to buy any more. Yes, I do. I really hope I hold myself back from buying really any new makeup by the end of the year, because I like to spend a good amount of time playing with products before I give a review, and that's why I don't really do like just makeup products and general reviews on my channel. I'll do ranking videos here and there. Dude, that hurts. That hurts, buddy. Let's do a blanket. You can eat on the blanket. Make biscuits on the blanket. Okay. Cat distractions. So I'm not going to say I'm going on a no buy for the end of the year, because I am a really impulsive spender when it comes to makeup. I had been thinking about the Merit complexion stick for several months before I went and bought it. I think I just pulled the trigger on it because I was in DC and like, oh, I'm on vacation and money doesn't exist. So I think that was my thought process. And then the Merit stick, the Merit gloss, I was just wanting a brown lip oil. Oh, so I can't show y'all because it's back there, but the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oils, the brown shade of that, I got it like last December. I lost it. I have no idea where it is, so I actually repurchased that gloss. It's still in the packaging. I added it to my makeup inventory, but it's literally still in the packaging, so I haven't opened it yet. So me being a dumb bird. But that's also my problem, is I use makeup as I use my shitty emotions to buy makeup, like, oh, I'm having a bad day, so I'm going to treat myself, that endless makeup buying cycle, and I do it at Target. I take out those feelings at Target. I don't take it out at Ulta. I don't take it out at Sephora or indie brands, but it's just like, you're having a bad day and you're already going to Target anyways, you might as well just like blow money on shit that you don't need. So that's where my big like low buy breakage comes from, is those shitty emotional spendings at Target. But I'm good. I'm good with my makeup collection where it's at. Also, I have to do a makeup inventory in December, and I am not looking forward to that, because according to my low buy, I've been royally screwing up when it comes to some of my low buy rules. Royally. But at the same time, I don't really feel bad about it, because I almost feel like I went too strict with my low buy rules in January. I almost feel like I went a little too strict, and I've realized some things about myself this year where I don't think I have a problem buying concealers. Have I broken my low buy to buy new concealers? Yes, but I don't think I have a problem buying new concealers. I do think I have a problem buying foundations, but I realized that I like buying foundations because I like doing all day wear tests with them. Because I probably mentioned this in my last low buy update, whatever. But I work 14-hour days. I work 12-hour shifts. My makeup's on for 14 and a half, 15 plus hours. So I need my makeup to last a long time. And on the weekends, I can get away with like makeup that doesn't last very long. But generally, like, I like to have free reign with my makeup and not be like, oh, I can only wear this foundation on like days where I'm only wearing my makeup for 8 hours. I hate that. I want to know that all of my makeup products stand 14-hour shifts or 14-hour days. That's what I want for my makeup. So that's why I like buying foundations. I like doing those tests so much. So I don't want to buy any more foundations or any more concealers this year. I don't want to shop the Sephora VIP sale. I don't want to shop. Ulta's doing Black Friday early deals. I don't want to shop that. I don't want to shop their actual Black Friday deals. I really don't care about sales. That's why I didn't do a Sephora, I didn't do a skip to the Sephora video, is because I generally, I don't shop at Sephora to begin with. I'm like the 10% insider, so I rarely shop at Sephora like 3-4 times a year, and those purchases are always under $100. So I am not a Sephora person. I spent a lot at Ulta this year because I was trying to get points to buy the Hourglass holiday palette. And y'all know, if you watched that video, you'll know how that went. So I have only, in a big part of those points, honestly, that came towards the Hourglass palette this year was because I bought shampoo in April. And I don't plan on ever spending that much on shampoo ever again. So, I just don't care about sales. I really don't. It's not something that gets me excited. I just don't care. I make too many impulse purchases on sales. I will say that what might break my like internal no buy, unofficial no buy, is if e.l.f. does a Black Friday sale. Because e.l.f. makeup, I love e.l.f. makeup. They are my favorite makeup brand outside of indie palettes. Like, in terms of makeup in general, e.l.f. is my favorite brand. So they have come out with a liquid camo bronzer contour, which I have my eye on. They came out with a brush with that, which I also have my eye on. The little $6 shadows I have my eye on. I almost bought a couple of those, but like the dark brown taupe shade is sold out, and I don't know if it's coming back because e.l.f. does shitty restocks. And part of me wonders if those Finest Flex shadows, I think they're called, are holiday only. Part of me wonders if it's holiday only. So if I make an e.l.f. purchase, I know there's like the Space Cowboy dupe that I'm curious about, and then the pink one I'm very curious about, and then the camo contour I'm very curious about. But in terms of everything else, I don't really care. So we'll see if I make an e.l.f. purchase by the end of the year. Also, my makeup spending budget, I really need to use it to buy Christmas presents. So I really need to cut back on my makeup spending because that money I want to spend towards Christmas gifts. So those are sort of my low buy thoughts, my low buy going into a no buy thought. Will I actually do a no buy for the last couple months of the year? I don't really know. But I'm hoping I can resist a new eyeshadow palette. My at least goal for December is to not buy a single eyeshadow palette, period, because that's going to be cutting it close into my eyeshadow palette ranking video. Ideally, I'd like to have that eyeshadow palette ranking go up like mid-December. I don't want to save it for like the very last bit of the year. So eyeshadow palettes, I really need to do a hard and fast no buy on, but we'll see if that actually happens. I'm not holding myself too much accountable for that. I'm really not, but we'll see. I'm kind of doing a loose no buy at this point. So let's talk about my project pan. I'm not talking about empties because the only empties outside my project pan was a brow pencil. That was it. So let's start off with the Danessa Myricks primer. My goal for that product was to use it 50 times, and I have used it a total of 50 times. I used it 50 times and called it good. I am not enamored by this primer. I took a picture of it last month, so maybe I'll just do it right now. No, I need better lighting. So I don't know. I should take a picture of it. I wasn't trying to use this product up. I was just trying to use it 50 times. I think I use too much product when I use this. I think that's my problem. And I think I need to reevaluate that the next time I use it, because I say I don't like it and I've used it 50 times, and so you think I know whether or not I like a product at this point, but I use 3 or 4 drops, and I've heard people say only use 1 or 2, so I need to do that. I need to listen to what the internet says in this circumstance and only use 1 or 2 drops. So I'm still going to use it a few more times by the end of the year. I'm just rolling it out of this project because I used it 50 times. Next is the CoverGirl color correcting, the CoverGirl True Blend Base Business Skin Primer. This is the green color correcting one. Every time I mention this, color correcting, it does absolutely nothing, but I also don't really have a lot of redness on my skin, so maybe if you have more redness to be able to see a color correcting property, I don't know. I've used this a total of 43 times this year, and I am getting, there's not a lot of product left out of this. I am like, you know when you have a squeezy tube product and you know you're getting close to the end and you're really scared to like put a lot of pressure on the product because you're afraid you're going to put out too much? That's how close I am to using up this primer. Is I'm really afraid that I'm going to squeak out too much product where it's like, oh, it's empty. Am I going to cut it open and dig out the very last bits? No, I don't do that. I'm not going to do that. Once I get every last drop with the squeeziness of it, I'm calling it empty, and I definitely think I can empty it out next month. And so we're getting close on that. Next is the Jason Wu foundation, or it's tinted moisturizer my CC cream. So last month I had used up the 30 times. I used it 7 more times this month, and now it's officially an empty. So 37 uses total to use this product up. Again, I could probably open it up and get a few more uses out of it. I'm not doing that. I actually mixed it in to use it up fully. I actually mixed it in with the other foundation in this project, which is the CoverGirl Outlast Red Cat foundation. So this is a smidge too light, and it is not the foundation on my skin. What am I talking about? That's another project pan. But this is a smidge too light, and this is a smidge too dark. So I was actually combining these two, and it made the perfect shade match for me. So now this is empty. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But so this foundation, I haven't shaken it up, and you can tell absolutely nothing. I've used this foundation 8 times since bringing it into the project, and this year total was 13 times, so I've used it 21 times the total this year. So I haven't used it that much, and that's why I want to use it up. I don't think I'm going to use it up in the next 2 months. I fully believe I'm still going to have this coming in 2025, which is so weird to say. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to reach my goal in using this foundation up. So I don't think I'm going to roll it into my foundation, my project pan immediately next year, even though winter is the best time to use this foundation. I don't even know if I'm going to do a project pan next year. I have no idea. I'm going to do Deca Panning next year for sure. I love Deca Panning project pan, but I don't know if I'm going to do, maybe I'll do like a randomized, because this year the project pan has been like hand selected by me, so maybe next year I'll do like a randomized project pan and see if I get rolled in. But I don't think I'm going to use it up this year. I'm going to keep it in the project because I want to see how many uses I get out of this. This is my work foundation, so I think moving forward I'm going to actually mix the Urban Decay their new foundation, because this is like kind of similar, close in shade to the Jason Wu. So I think I'm going to start combining these 2 foundations and see how it goes. That's my next plan. Also, I am trying to get more, I need to get more use out of foundations that I've purchased this year, just to kind of refamiliarize myself, to get full thoughts, blah 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 blah. So that's why I'm kind of going a little bit slow with that foundation, is because again, I'm trying to not use up other products, but I'm trying to get more, refamiliarize myself with products that I bought this year. A hopeless cause is Persona Bubble. I thought that I could use this up this year. I really thought I could. So I included this project pan. Starting in this project pan, I've used it a total of 77 times. And this month, I've used it 8 times. And this is what we're looking at. Can you tell a difference? I can't. I'll show you pictures. I can't tell a difference, but I only use it 8 times. And I am not prioritizing this blush because I do have Hypnosis from ColourPop in my Deco Painting project pan, and that is a 50 use goal. Now granted, combining this blush with Hypnosis is a beautiful color combo, but I rarely do it. Let's be real, I'm rarely using 2 cream blushes at a time. I love the color that I get from that combo, but I'm not doing it every day. This is the cream blush on my cheeks today. I still love this blush. I still love this formula, but in terms of like using it up, girl, you bananas. Girl, you're so bananas. If you can even think that you can use that up. Next we have the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. I hit pan on it. I hit pan. It took me 48 uses to hit pan, and then I used it 2 additional times, so I used this 50 times, and I hit pan. Last month I was like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna hit 50 uses and hit pan on this, and I really don't want to because I don't want to know that a brand new bronzer only takes 50 uses to use. Granted, I use a lot of bronzer, I use a lot of powder, I use a lot of makeup. And people are like, oh my gosh, this makeup feels so heavy on my skin. I don't feel that. I don't understand that feeling. But if I did understand that feeling, it's probably like every single day. Maybe I always feel heavy makeup and I just don't realize it because I use a lot of bronzer. I use a lot of makeup. So am I surprised I hit pan on this bronzer? Not really, but I kind of wish it took me a little bit longer to hit pan on it just because it is so new. It's not going to be a goal to use this up next year. I have other bronzers that I'd like to use up next year, but I do freaking love this bronzer. It is the powder bronzer on my face today, and I love it for days where I just love it. If I'm not doing a blatantly cool toned moment, I love this bronzer. If I'm doing more, I have a little bit of pink on my eyes, which has probably made my brain be like, ooh, you should reach for this bronzer. I love this bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer in my collection. Powder bronzer. I only have 2 cream. I only have 3 cream bronzer contour products, but that's my favorite bronzer. It's a nice rosy shade. It's a color that came into my life that I didn't know I needed. It's phenomenal. What can I say? Another empty / rollout. You already went away because it's right in my lap. This is the Ulta Beauty Eye Primer. RIP because this formula is discontinued. I haven't used the new formula enough to determine how similar they are. I should have done that. I haven't done that, and now it's too late to do a direct comparison. Again, this is another, if I cut it open, I could probably get more few uses out of it. I'm not going to do that. So, I've used this. Oh, I didn't do the math beforehand. 188. 93. 96 times. 196 times to use this up this year. And I think I purchased this last year or even the year before. So, what did I just say? I don't remember. 193 uses to use up an eye primer. The absurdity of it all, so worth the money. I'd 100% repurchase this. I bought a backup, like, my brain was like, I'm going to use it up in like a week, so I'm going to buy a backup of it back in August. And I just now used it up. I love this eye primer. It has the tiniest bit of coverage to it, and it's just perfect on days where I stained my eyes a little bit the night before and just need a smidge of coverage. This was the dominant primer that I've been using the past couple months. I have since been using my new e.l.f. Lock It Down primer, and I haven't been grabbing the Ulta primer. Honestly, it's just whatever I can reach in my little box in front of me. It's just the first one I grab. Love, love, love this eye primer. So glad it's gone. Not so glad. I was gonna be like, so glad it's gone. No, I'm so sad that it's gone. I'm devastated that it's gone. Next is NYX Natural. My delusional brain was like, you should use up a lip liner this year. Girl, I ain't doing that. Granted, it's tiny, but it'd be tinier. I'll show a picture of progress. And since I started this project pan, I've actually been making really good progress with this lip liner. So starting the year, or starting before this project pan, I used this 64 times, and well, since last month, including all the uses of this year, I've used it 64 times, and as of today, I've used this 79 times, which is a lot for a lip liner. So I used it 15 times this month alone, or very end of like last month coming into this month. Used this 15 times, which for me is impressive for a lip liner when I am bouncing back and forth between like a My Lips But Better lip liner, which is the liner on my lips today, and then I topped it off with the Watermelon Glow Reviver lip oil. That was my lip combo. Didn't feel like a lipstick, didn't feel like a liquid lipstick. It's the weekends. I don't need longevity. So, love, love, love this lip liner. Am I going to use it by the end of the year? Hell no. That ain't happening. Next we have our final, no it's not. Next we have, I'm calling this an empty. Calling it. This is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil. This is the clear one I use as a lip prep. The goal for this project was to use it up. So there is a tiny bit left. Tiny bit left. But I'm calling this empty because I removed the stopper. I set it down on its side and it leaked everywhere. This is very sticky. Very much so. No matter how much I wipe it down, it is so freaking sticky on the sides. So I'm calling it an empty. It took me, keep in mind that it leaked out, so my number is not the most accurate because it leaked out. I used it 98 times to use it up, and I bought it at the tail end of last year, so it may not be, so I probably used it at least 100 times to call it use it up. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I really freaking do. I just love the Glow Reviver lip oil formula. e.l.f. came out with a holiday set that includes a sparkly version of the lip oil, and I really, really want it. But it also comes in with Rose Envy, and I have Rose Envy, and I love Rose Envy, and there's no way in heck that I'm using up Rose Envy anytime soon, which is why I haven't purchased the 4-pack, because Brain's like, oh, you can give it to a friend. I don't have any friends that love makeup as much as I do. I don't think any of them is going to be like, yeah, I'll take this lip oil from you. I don't think that's going to happen. So, there's that. There is that on that. And then lastly, we have the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. Starting this project, I had used it 76 times. The goal is to use it up. I don't think I have, but I'm calling it empty because I'm a dumbass bird. So, I'm rolling this out at a total of 91 times. The reason why we're rolling this out is because that. I tried removing the stopper and I broke it. Since I broke the product trying to remove it, is it worth, I know there's more uses out of it, but when I remove the stopper, it looks clean right now. Yeah, there's definitely way more product in here, but it came out a little chunky, and I don't know if that was plastic bits of the broken stopper or what, but so when I repurchase this concealer, because I 100% will repurchase this concealer, I'm not going to remove the stopper. Not again. Not doing that. So I'm rolling this out and calling it empty. I could definitely, so I said 91 times, I could definitely get over 100 uses with concealer, hands down, absolutely could. But because it's broken, because I fluffed up and I'm not removing the stopper, I'm sadly calling it empty. I need to know from y'all, do you think 91 uses is worth it for a $30 concealer? Let me know, because that breaks down to about, I don't know, I can't do math. Do you think it's worth it? For me, I think it's worth it because I love this concealer this much. It is my favorite concealer. The NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer is pretty dang close, but like in terms of shade, because I bought too light of a shade in the NYX concealer and I did that on purpose and I regret it. I love this concealer so much. I really freaking do. So I'm calling it empty because I broke the stopper and because it's coming out a little bit chunky. I don't think that's because of age, because I literally think it's because of plastic bits and concealer, and I don't want to put that on my face. So we have, I'm only bringing in 3 new products because I don't want to overwhelm myself, and we only have 3 months to go, and honestly I don't think we're going to make goals. We're going to, there's only one product. Well, yeah. So, oops, sorry, Moose. So we're getting rid of the lip oil, we're getting rid of the concealer, we're getting rid of Danessa Myricks, we're getting rid of Jason Wu, we're getting rid of... Wow. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 3 other products. So I could bring in 3 more products. If I'm sticking with 10, I could bring in 3 more products. So let's see if I can spur of the moment look at my desk and determine if I want to bring in 3 more products. The 3 products specifically that I wanted to bring into this project, we're starting off with the ColourPop Pokeball lip mask. I hate the packaging on this. I love the packaging, but in terms of using makeup, I hate it because it does not, like, it's so loosey-goosey, and even the Pokeball doesn't line up right away. And I just dug my thumb into it, and I dropped the cap on my lap. I dropped the cap onto my cap. It fell on my cat. And I dug my thumb into it. Lovely. So, I love that it's a Pokeball. I hate everything else about this in terms of packaging wise. So, I have used this a total of 28 times this year, getting it in May. I don't think that's bad for getting it. I was very hardcore using up the e.l.f. lip oil, which I probably will repurchase next year. Not gonna lie, but I would like to use this up. Do I think I can use this up by the end of the year? I have no fluffing idea. No freaking idea. It is going to be my dominant lip mask that I use, but I am not going to force myself to use this every single day. And I really just want to use this up because I just want it for the packaging. I want to, like, hot glue this. I want to hot glue, or, I want to hot glue the cap lined up so it doesn't fall and doesn't move, and I just want this as a little toy that I can fidget with, and I don't want to do that until I use up the product. So that's why this is in the project pan. I only have 2 other lip masks besides that. I have the Lawless Forget the Filler and the Laneige Cotton Candy lip mask. The Laneige Cotton Candy lip mask will literally take me until I die to use that up, so there's no way that's ever entering a project pan because there's no way I'm using up the Laneige lip mask whatsoever. So I also want to bring in just a 5 usage goal, the ColourPop Fresh Kiss lip stain in the shade Tutti Frutti. I've used this maybe 3 times this year, and I really just want to bring in a bold lip color for the holidays, and I love this color. I love this formula. It is such a good lip stain formula. I wish ColourPop would come out with a chocolate brown of this formula. I need a chocolate brown lip stain. One of y'all suggested, like, this anime brand had a chocolate brown lip stain, and I looked and I didn't see it. So I don't know if I just wasn't looking quickly enough, but I did not see a chocolate brown lip stain. I need a chocolate brown lip stain so badly in my life. So, but this is a beautiful berry color, so my goal is to use this 5 times. I think I can do that in November alone, in which case I will bring in another lip stain to use 5 times by the end of the year. So I just really want to do a berry lip 5 times. That's my whole point. And then lastly, the product that I set out to include in this project pan is my Ofra and Samantha March Eyebrow Sam Squad on here years ago because I had more than one Ofra highlighter and I need to easily differentiate between them. So it's a little cringe eyebrow Sam Squad on here. I already have pan, but my goal is to just expand the pan and see how much I can expand the pan. So far this year, I've used it a total of 8 times. So we have a long way to go in hitting 50 uses. The goal is not to hit 50 uses. The goal is to just expand the pan as much as I can the next 2 months. But also, here's my problem when I hit pan on a product is that I stop focusing it on the middle. I start going on the outer edges, so I really don't know. Like, I'll be focusing on the inner portion, but I'll also be focusing on the outer corners. I don't really just go for the pink. I don't really just go for the champagne. I really just mix them all together. It is the beautiful blinding highlighter on my cheeks per Ofra doing their thing. But I just want to expand the pan. That's the goal on this. Is there anything on my vanity that I really want to work on? I could theoretically bring in 3 more products. Everything else. Do I bring in an eyeshadow? Did I pan on? No. We're not bringing... I kind of want to bring in a pan. What do I want to do? Because I have lofty goals in mind, but none of the goals I can feasibly do in 2 months. So I'm looking at my collection. I stopped No Pan Left Behind yesterday. So let's just see. I'm looking at my Super Shocks. I'm staring at them hardcore. How many Super Shocks do I have? I don't have that many in terms of like other people's collections. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I hit Paint on Deck this year. So I realistically like only consider using 8. So let's make a usage goal on my Super Shock shadows. I have 9. Let's make a goal to use just in general. It doesn't have to be every single one. Let's just make it a goal to use my Super Shocks 18 times by the end of the year. And that could be very easy for me. I could just take Frog or Ladybird, put them in my inner corner 18 times and call it good. I'm not going to do that, but I theoretically could. So we're just going to make it a goal to use my Super Shocks more often. And I think that's all I want to do. Because I don't want to bring another foundation because I have the CoverGirl Red Cap. And I don't want to make another usage goal on other foundations because I do have quite a few foundations I need to use several more times just to test them out, and I don't really want to include them in a project pan to do that. I don't really want to bring another lip product because I also have one in my other project pan, and I'm looking at it, I'm getting all soft and cozy with myself, like curling into myself. We're just gonna leave it at that because I really don't think that we're gonna make any considerable progress on anything the last 2 months of the year. There's nothing I really want to go hardcore and use it up. Like the e.l.f. Stay Cold Primer Stick, I'm gonna use it up naturally. The Pixie Mist, I'm gonna use up naturally. So do I bring in an eyeliner? I don't want to. I really don't want to bring in anything else. If I was more prepared for this project, I'd probably do a randomizer, but I'm not prepared for that, so we're not going to do it. So that's my project pan update. Thank y'all so much for watching this long AF video where I still at the abyss. That is my makeup collection on my desk, and hope that something speaks to me to project pan and nothing else is speaking to me to project pan. So thank y'all so much. As always, have joy. I'll see you in the next video, and bye!